Welcome to the new weekly report about self-developing in web development. My name is Rano, and this week I will show you that I managed to create a chart, and you can see it here on the right side, with data that is pulled from the database. So the idea is to get the data from the API about the currency symbols and then save them inside the database, make a calculation, and then save that calculation also inside the database. Currently I have 3 tables, and on the front end I have a chart that is showing all the currencies, and you can see it here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 currencies are currently inside the chart. This week I have worked on this front end, getting the data from the database, and currently I have managed to pull all the data and show them on the chart like I wanted. And the current step is to fix the issue, and that is not saving too much data inside the database when there is a current date already inside. For example, if you click the refresh, it completely starts to build at the end the date which is currently today. So this is an issue. This should not happen. When I click the refresh, only once per day it should load and make new calculation, and also have the history. I don't know how many of them, how many days in the past I'm going to have, but this is the next step I would like to do. This week I had a goal to make this front end chart, and this is something I have done inside the index.ejs, and this is how it is done. This is the best what I could do quickly for now, but because currently it's working, I will check later on if it is possible to make it a little bit better and to reduce the lines of the code, because some some of the parts that are repeating could possibly be replaced with some kind of a loop that could go through array and reduce the line of codes. So currently for the next week, I already mentioned what I would like to mention for this week. What is very important is that when you build something like this, what I have seen is the best to, for example, I have 8 symbols. And as a first step, I have done everything for one, for example, US dollar currency. And that means read the currency data from the API, save that inside the database, make calculation, save again the calculation inside the database, load that data inside the chart and show it here on the front end. And then I have just simply scaled to add another 7 symbols. And that's all. So this is one of the lessons I have learned, and that is first fix what is okay for one symbol, and then simply increase everything and scale it to the number you need. Inside the backend code, just a minute, here it is. Inside the backend code, I have used several of these functions, because I have seen that I need to run several functions, and it is the best to use the function when you have a repeated code. So for example, if you're using the same calculation for USD, for example, and for the euro, you can run the same function all over again and not doing the same lines of code for each of the symbol, which is reducing the lines of the code. And the main point for this lesson is that if you would like to build something, go one step by step, and that is small steps. Do not go, for example, 8 symbols at a time, because it will be too much. It is the best to go one step by step. First, read the data from the API, send that data inside the database, call the database, make a calculation, save it in the database, and so on and so on. And later on, when you are making that it's working, then you simply scale. For example, currently I have this issue, and that is it is repeating the refresh and saving the new data inside the chart with each data when I click the refresh. And then this is the issue that I need to solve right now, because I know everything is working for now, but this is the issue. So I simply need to go inside the code and write the code, not to make any kind of a refresh or reading the code, writing the code and saving the data inside the database when there is already current date. So this is one of the steps. After I fix that, I will have the data populated here, not increasing each on each click without any data. And after that, the next step will be to load the correct data inside the database. And that means to have a proper data for each of the day calculated, and that means I will need the history data from the API to put that inside the database and then make the calculation. So these are the steps for the next week or for the next 2 weeks. It depends how fast I am, but currently what I have a deadline, for example 2 months from the last week I have mentioned. I think it could be a little bit quicker. One of the problems that currently I'm thinking about how to put that on the live website, and that means on the live server. This is something I'm still thinking about. I didn't do that in the past at all. I have bought the domain, I have bought the server, but hosting on the server, but I did not make any kind of website and put it on the server. And the thing is I need to have a hosting server that can run Node.js. Previously, what I have used is the server with a hosting company that did not run Node.js. I have simply installed WordPress and that's all. So this will be a little bit tricky because I do not have any experience. I do not know in which way to go. So this will be also one of the biggest issue what I currently see, but we'll see. I will go one step by step and solve the issues like I have done right now. So this is all for this week report. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. It will help me to understand if you have any questions, and also it will help me to learn something new if I need to answer to you. So see you next time and happy coding.